Alright, hey you guys, welcome back to another layout update. Sorry it took me so long to get this up, and I'm also sorry about the shakiness of the camera. Unfortunately, over the weekend at the Picton Train Show, my camera broke. I had accidentally dropped it, so I still have videos on that I can still upload from it, but all I really need to do with it is get the screen fixed, but until then I'm going to be using this iPad. So let's go ahead and get started. So first off, obviously, in front of you have the brand new Santa Fe -9. I wouldn't say it's exactly brand new. It's an old blue box locomotive, but it's brand new to the layout. And I'm pretty impressed with it. I've been looking for one of these for a while, and I'm finally glad we got one up on the layout. And for now, what I've done is I've taken the drive shafts out of it, as well as the worm gears that go to the trucks, so I can run it around as the dummy locomotive. But as soon as I get a decoder for that, I'll be putting that in there and start running it. So moving on, over the weekend I also had Awesome Railfan weather up my KCS-9, my AC4400, and he did a really good job on it. He did the radiators on the top of the locomotive, as you can see, as well as the rest of the locomotive, and I'd have to say it looks really good. As well as, since the last video, I've finally fixed the CSX switcher. As you can see, I've put the decoder up into the cab, and now it runs perfectly fine, and the only drawback to it is that it has no directional lighting or anything, so I might be able to do something about that. I really doubt it, though. What was causing the problem with the binding was the light post was pushing up against the shell, and it wasn't allowing for the trucks to turn properly. So what I did is I cut it off, and I just soldered the light wire to it, so it just continues its current through, and the locomotive runs perfectly fine. And I don't have any track bar right now, and I'll get to that in a bit. But let's move on to some of the train show items that I picked up. So I picked up two of these UTLX cars, calcium carbonate or clay slurry cars. I picked up two of these for $12 each. They're very well detailed. I'm really glad I got these. Let's see if I can show you guys some of the detail. It's a very well detailed car. I really like it. And there's another one back there that goes with it. Different row numbers though. I also picked up this Santa Fe, sorry about the shakiness again, Santa Fe Proto 2000 high side covered grain hopper to go with the other four that I have and add more variety to my grain train. And when I first got this, I was expecting it to be a kit, but when I got it, it was already built, so I was kind of glad about that, but kind of upset at the same time because it's not exactly the best. I mean, yeah, it's got grab bars on the top, which mine don't, but I'm still trying to figure out how to do. But also some of the glue work isn't great, and it's not fully secured down. But I'll fix that eventually. But with a bit of a disappointment, I picked up this Chicago Northwestern boxcar, which I was able to build. And it's actually the first boxcar I actually have on the layout. So with this, it came as two options: one to be in a later era, or one is a new modern era. So obviously I decided to go with the more modern era, and I decided to build this, and it turned out very well. I just got to fix some things on it. The doors are kind of pushing out on it, and hopefully I'll have that fixed, and then after that I can keep using it. When I first got it, it had plastic wheels and plastic couplers, so I got some metal Proto 2000 wheels, and as well as some KD No. 5 whisker couplers, and now it runs great with the rest of my rolling stock. But other than that, that is about it. Let's go ahead and get to the track work. So let me just move this stuff out of the way. So as you can see in this little section, I've removed all the ballast all the way down to the curved turnout. And that is because I decided to rip it up and completely redo it now. And while I was running the KCS around, I found that it was running so much better. I have completely fixed the level problem. So now they get up there perfectly fine. Now I'm in the process of redoing this corner over here. I'm just in the middle of taking up all the nails. I'm going to clean off the ballast and I'm going to try and redo it so none of the locomotives derail on this. And I can have the 3-axle locomotives come on this inside track here. But other than that, I've also put the bridge back in place. I've got the transition joiners on that. As you can tell, it's perfectly level. Soldered that together. Now the only thing that I'm going to be redoing with this is I'm going to redo it in the Atlas Snaptrack 18-inch curved pieces. So that it actually looks a lot, won't have any kinks in it. And as well as I'm also going to do that for the inner curve on this other end of the layout. So other than that, the only other track work that I've done is I've soldered a lot of the yard tracks together. There's a few I haven't done, but I'm also in the process of removing the ties on the end of each one, so right here. I'm going to take those off, just so it gives it a more realistic look, so you can't tell there's really any change. So if I say, for example, I took a tie like this and slid it underneath, kind of hard to do with one hand. Well, oh yeah, I remember I ran into a bit of a problem. I had to cut some of the solder off underneath it because it dripped down, but when it's under there, it looks a lot more realistic, so I'm going to be doing that. Another thing that I did was I replaced this turnout with a better one. So now I don't have any gaps in the track. It's also a lot smoother now. I'm really pleased with it all now. It all looks great. I mean, yeah, they've got a bit of marker there, but yeah, it's all seamless transition from one piece to another, so I'm in the middle of working through all of it and making it a lot better. And it's really improving, and I'll keep you guys posted on that. But other than that, let's go over to the table and I'll get to some projects. So I haven't done that much more project on the Dash 9, but I've got a few more on the go. I'm in the middle of making up a CN slug for Tyson, as well as a BC rail and a GP9 in the CN scheme. I'm not going to bother listing off the numbers because I can't remember off the top of my head, but yep, I'm going to be doing a GP9 RM, not a Santa Fe, a BC Rail Dash 9, and a CN slug. And I actually do have the slug in the alcohol right now. Just removing the final bits of paint. So then I'll show you guys in the next video how that's coming along. And I hope you guys have enjoyed, and stay tuned for more. Alright, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Peace out.